Hello, my name is Adam Bunnell, and this is the unofficial campustours.com campus recap. We basically recap the entire campus that we just saw. This campus was San Francisco State University. Beautiful campus. We got really lucky on the days. San Francisco is usually not that beautiful during the day, and we hit it. I mean, darn it, you would have thought they had dropped that campus into San Diego. But overall, the campus was very nice. Very, very nice. Had a very interesting feel when you go inside of the classrooms and the hallways, and I believe you could see in one of our videos and also in the classroom shot, is that it looks a lot like high school or a typical high school would feel. There's a lot of lockers around that you could get, a lot of small hallways with linoleum or tile floors, and a lot of echoing coming off of the walls and things like that. And unfortunately, we were only able to get into the smallest classroom in campus. But when you get out of campus, it's almost as if it's a small town, in the sense that all of the housing is in the middle of the campus. It's all you can walk from one end of campus to the other in about 10 minutes, and it's really, really cool. And the only the campus that's or campus housing, I'm sorry, that's outside is Park Merced. And even then, we parked at Park Merced and it was free parking, and it took us 5 minutes to walk to campus. So campus, once you get on, uh, we didn't really get the chance to show you the coffee. The coffee was a licensed vendor. It was just Pete's. And any experience we've had, especially with this one here, was that anytime it's a licensed vendor, such as Pete's or Tully's, that's usually not up to the regular standard of Pete's or Tully's, because it's not Pete's or Tully's employees. It's students or just people they hired and showed them how to do it, and then they took it off on their own. There's no standard of excellence or golden standard for Pete's. So the coffee was eh. Food, if you were to go and get a slice of pizza from the campus market, phenomenal, phenomenal, and really reasonably priced as well. As far as the power bars and stuff go, of course they crank up the price, but the pizza, I mean, we got two huge slices of pizza and a soda for $5, huge pieces, and really good stuff. Like we had pesto chicken and pepperoni, so good, good, good. But it's very, very interesting. Incredibly difficult to get anywhere if you don't have a slider pass, because everything is very vertical and not very spread out. So it's kind of everything's very new, and not new, but like recently built and kind of crunched into one space. And you don't feel like you're in San Francisco when you're on this campus. It's a very nice campus and a lot of green. The comment I kept making in the videos was that how much green and how much grass and how many trees, and when you go on the track and you're actually running on the track, it's almost as if you're in your own enclosed space, because the trees are so high that it almost blocks out anybody. So we went running on the track for a little bit, felt like nobody was able to see us because it was so, I mean, it was ridiculous. Parking was a pain in the butt. Parking is an issue. Of course, we came at noon, which is just high traffic time, and most people live on campus, so it's not a huge issue. And because today was such a nice day, everybody was out and walking around. But for the most part, you're not able to find parking very easily on campus, so you have to kind of go and get creative. But you can find a lot of free parking. There's a ton of free parking. If you want to pay for it, you can go to that big parking structure, but it's $5 to park. There was one thing I kind of clued into, which a lot of places don't have. They had a really nice child center, and I don't know what the requirements were. They wouldn't let us in. They wouldn't let us even talk to anybody. And that's the main thing I found with this campus is if we didn't have a slide card or a student ID, we couldn't get in anywhere to film. Which, if you're a parent, that's kind of big thing. You can't. Nobody who isn't a student is going to be on the campus, or somebody who shouldn't be somewhere isn't going to be there. And really, we had to go out really out of our way to film some stuff and really kind of sneak around and things. So, that was kind of impressive. Is that it felt like a small city, but if we didn't have our tour guide with us, and he will remain nameless, then we really would have been, SOL as far as getting into a lot of the dorms and the housing and things like that. In order of ranking, there's the basic dorms, there's the tower, and then there's the village. You definitely want to get the village. That's that. I mean, full kitchen. You got four guys or four people living in it, but man, that was pretty epic. Caesar Chavez Center was, or I think that was what it was called, was very cool. Bookstore. What you don't get to see is there's also a pool hall underneath. There's a lot of, not cafeteria, but a lot of vendors and food and things like that, along with an arcade, huge study sessions or study areas. We weren't allowed to go into the library; they wouldn't even let us near it. But I've heard it's very, very nice in the library. We didn't get a chance to check it out though. But again, if you're a parent, this is kind of what you want to see. You want to see the security up. You want to see, unfortunately, nobody said anything to us until we tried to go into buildings. But for the most part, it was pretty secure. I felt safe. What was very cool, and this is going to be my final thought, the vibe on campus was very chill. Everybody was either just, you can't smoke on campus, which kind of kills it for a lot of people, but you would think that because you're on 19th, which is an incredibly busy street, that it would be incredibly dangerous, or you would feel very rushed and busy, and you would hear all the cars coming. You don't. You're almost protected by the buildings, the different departments because they block out all the sound, and it's so quiet and serene, and there's so many places to study on campus outside of the classroom and outside of study areas that it was just incredible, and I had a really great time. If I was to give this a rating out of 100, I would give this probably an 84. I had that good of a time. It was phenomenal. You'll see the ratings on unofficialcampustours.com, but it was just phenomenal. You just feel like you're in a little city inside of this other huge city, and you have some great views, and it's really easy to get back on the freeway, and getting out of is a little bit tricky, but that's not a big deal. And everybody was really, really, really nice. Nobody was extremely territorial. Everybody was all business. It was very cool, and a lot of passionate people. People will come up and talk to you, which is kind of weird, but most of those were from clubs, and there was a lot of clubs out in action the day we were there, so that was very cool. Very vibrant, vibrant campus, but the student activity is very, it's delegated to one area, so that's just kind of how it is. But had a lot of fun. Again, this was San Francisco State University in San Francisco, California. Again, 84. That's a great score, and I had a lot of fun. Check us out again at unofficialcampustours.com. Thanks for checking me out, and hopefully you will check out some other schools. Talk to you later.